So I get to thinking a lot about the things that have happened to me in the last 5 years. And one thing that kind of stands out is the fact that I couldn't believe I did drugs and had heart failure. So 5 years ago, when I was almost 5 years ago when I was diagnosed, it was a blow, and it was definitely an eye opener. Um, it worried me to death, and for about 7 or 8 months, I was very conscious of the things that I did and try to get healthy and lost weight and just try to get better. But then addiction pulled me back in, and I thought, well, I can control it so that it doesn't affect my heart, which was a very ignorant thing on my part. And I just kind of pushed the envelope and just did things that I shouldn't have done. Emotionally, physically, and mentally, drugs just took their toll on me. And no matter what was going on, all I wanted was drugs. The addiction was very overpowering. And now that I think about it, it was just, I just couldn't believe that I ignored my health the way that I did. Um, Now that I'm recovering and I'm trying to live a more healthier and sober life, I listen to my body more. I make sure that I have my medication. Make sure that I'm seeing my doctor regularly. Making sure that emotionally, mentally, physically, I'm getting better so that it all comes together. Um, People won't ever think about what's really going on with their bodies if you don't listen to it. You have to rest. You have to sleep. You have to eat. And, being high on meth doesn't allow for those things. Um, it's very hard to look back and know that I've done damage to myself in that way. And it's kind of like someone smoking cigarettes, you're doing damage to your body. And you did it to yourself when you're diagnosed with emphysema or, things like that. You can't blame anyone else but you. And so I try not to let it get me down. I try to kind of move on because that is my past and it won't be my present and it won't be my future. But it's still hard to think about and it's still a very hard pill to swallow. Because I know that that's something that my family was scared about. They were scared for my addiction, but knowing that I had heart failure and I was just very reckless. Once you break that habit and once you realize the things that actually matter, you want to live for something. You want to do things differently. And you've wasted all this time doing things the wrong way. I do have to pray daily and I do have to ask for forgiveness. I'm not perfect in any way, but I know that God is. And I know that in Him, I will always find the strength to overcome this addiction because it is a daily battle. And I try not to let myself think too much about all the wrong that I've done. It'll always bring me down the wrong path. It'll make me sad, or for a second I'll think about it and I'm like, what did I do? But I don't stay stuck in that mentality. You have to push forward through all of the muck and all the BS, and you have to find the strength. You have to find yourself. You have to find a way to overcome. And if I didn't try to seek God daily, I don't think that I could overcome that. If you think that you have any type of heart condition or any type of lung condition or anything that's wrong with your body, and you think that you can go on and not go on doing drugs and that it's just going to be okay, you're wrong. And I'm here to tell you, if you have children, if you have family, you have something to live for. And it's definitely not dope. It's definitely not heroin. It's definitely not drinking. There's so much more to life than just being high. And when you have a health condition, there's definitely more. I know that I have done permanent damage to my heart, but I know that now I have to maintain my health, and I have to make sure that my heart's okay, and I have to make sure that, you know, I'm not doing these things. I'm hurting more than, my emotional. I'm hurting myself physically. And when you have a heart condition, you're more susceptible to depression, and the statistics are higher. So you have to kind of find yourself, that inner strength that we all have. You have to overcome it. You can't let addiction take you the way that it took me. You can't, because there's so much more out here, and there's definitely a God who's perfect. I want you to subscribe to my page, email me, message me, whatever it is that you want to do. If you need anyone to talk to, if you're fighting addiction, don't procrastinate. Don't say tomorrow I'll get better. Get better now. Start right now, this second. Put it down, because trust me, it's definitely not worth it.